evening, everyone, and welcome to some Viking basketball. My name is Kevin Giebeck.
And I'm Khalil Fargo.
And tonight we have some HF basketball. The Vikings are taking on the Thornridge Falcons. Both teams are coming off a victory. The Vikings coming off a 3-point win over Andrew, and the Thornridge Falcons coming off a 7-point victory over Sandburg. And tonight, we got a really nice classic. I'm really expecting a good game by the Vikings. I'm expecting a big win over Thornridge. What do you got to say?
Definitely, it's been a while since we played the Falcons, so an old rivalry kind of stirred back up here.
Yeah, I know for sure. And just looking based on last week's game, we had Carson Brownfield putting up 23 points and Davis putting up 18 points combined for 41 points. I'm sure these two are going to blow up tonight's game.
Definitely. That dynamic duo, we saw them. They were on it from the beginning of the game last Friday against Andrew. We're going to look to see the same here. When one going, the other one just feeds right off of them.
Of course, and I got three main keys for the Vikings. Stop Sims. Sims is clearly the Thornridge Falcons' best player, averaging 22 points, putting up 5 boards. But clearly, he has a bad field goal percentage. So we're looking at 35% from the field, taking 50 shots. What do you got to say about that?
Definitely, the 50 shots is a high volume shot number for me. So he looks like the sole person running that offense. So if I'm the Vikings, I'm looking to stop him early.
Yep, and then my second key, big one here, bring pressure. In Viking and just high school basketball in general, people are very, very scared with the ball. When you're double team, triple team, they're not quick on their feet yet. They got to get used to the game, and the game just goes by fast. They're able to bring pressure, half court, full court press, and just create those turnovers. It's going to create even more possessions and even more offense.
Definitely, physicality is going to be key for those Vikings, especially if they want to get out to an early. They're going to look to get physical, make it hard for Thornridge to get some offense going, and create some steals and create some points down the stretch.
And that takes me to my third main key. Keep passing till you're wide open. Don't make those cross-court passes, quick, short passes, and just get the ball to the wide open shooter. You don't want to take contested shots. Give everyone the best chance of making the points.
Definitely. The pass concept is a formula that has worked well even in the NBA. Prime example, the Golden State Warriors, they use it well. Get shooters open. We're going to see a lot of that tonight.
And that takes me to another point just with the Warriors. They run usually a very small ball lineup. Maybe that Draymond Green at center. That's kind of what the Vikings are going to look like to do. I'm looking at the Thornridge Falcons, and I'm looking. They got some big guys over there. Some, some bruisers look like. They also got some tall dudes. For the Vikings, their tallest guy's 6'6". But looking in pregame, looking at their warm-ups, some guys got real nice verticals, getting dunks and just really can maximize it. But that takes me to the main point, rebounding.
Definitely rebounding. I talked to JD before the game. We know in the first half of that Andrew game, it's something they struggled with very, very poorly. Not crashing the boards, being afraid of that contact. Like you said, that physicality is something that's new to a lot of high school basketball players. And I talked to JD, and the biggest thing that they preached in practice was not being scared. Being aggressive, crashing the boards, making the extra effort in boxing out, something they preached all week long in practice. We're going to look to see a lot of that tonight.
Yep, of course. And you can't be sloppy, This is a long game. First, second, third, fourth quarter. You got to play all 4 quarters. You can't just give it all in the first quarter. You got to make sure you're pacing yourself, make sure you're doing well, and you're not just going sporadic. It's team ball.
Definitely. 4 quarters of some hard physical basketball, running up and down the court. That goes back to the old school suicides, going back, getting them running down, touching the line. So we're going to see who has the most endurance as this game wears on. It's going to be a physical matchup. Like you said, not a lot of size, but they're not afraid to go in and take that contact.
If the Vikings are going to play like their JV team, hey, man, a 30-point victory definitely looks like in the cards.
Definitely. The big thing with the Vikings, they are definitely a team that they're young, but they've got a lot of energy, and we're going to look to see that energy portrayed off one another tonight.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get back to you before we start tonight's game. And you're watching Viking Television.
Pioneering forward to a new future. At Prairie State College, you're empowered to face challenges head-on and become the best you. The future is closer than you think. Start near. Go far. Prairie State College.
The village of Flossmoor is somewhere where you can feel attached and welcome in something very special. The heart and soul of a small town steeped in history and energized by diversity and inclusiveness in all its forms. Flossmoor is where you want to be.
Welcome to Glow Salon and Spa, where we can make all of your beauty needs come true. We have it all, from hair to nails and so much more. Book on our website, call into our store, or come into our location. Glow Salon and Spa, your new home for all things beauty.
So I just talked to head coach Coach Dismukes, and he said the 3 keys to the game tonight are rebounding, playing together, and running the court. We all know that rebounds help you get extra buckets, and running, those can help you get some fast break points. And playing together, this is a team that won over Andrew by a very close margin. So we'll see if they can play together tonight and bring home the win. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dylan Martis. Sideline reporting. It's always good to have a reporter on the sideline. Always getting that inside take of what's going on in the coach's mind, what's going on in the players' minds.
Definitely.
Yeah, but, I'm in for a good one. I need a good victory. I need some dunks. I need some explosive plays.
Definitely, that's the big thing. I just want to see them Vikings have a little fun. Enjoy the crowd energy, and just live in the moment a little bit.
Yeah, if you got to give odds on these games, Vikings got like a 95% chance in my eyes.
Definitely. I have to go one up on 96. I think they got this one in the bag tonight.
Wow, you got a one up, man. You didn't have to do that one to me. But no, a good game for sure. We just got to wait and see what happens.
The officials are registered with the Illinois High School Association. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of this game. We hope you will enjoy tonight's game and support both teams and athletes in a positive, sportsmanlike manner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you please rise. Remove your hats as we honor America and the men and women who serve to protect our freedom. As Homewood Flossmoor sophomore Stella Hoyt sings our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bolts bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, let's get into it. Let's talk a little more about this HF roster. Looking at it right now, younger guys, when you really look at it, not very senior heavy. 5 juniors on the roster, a new head coach, a new system's really in play here.
A lot of change for the Viking basketball program, a lot of shakeups, and sometimes change can be good. And I'm hoping that that formula works out here for the Vikings. As we saw early, they've had early success. They're starting out over with a 500 record to start off the year. So we've seen the positive changes from, bringing in head coach Dismukes, a former professional basketball player, and then you talk about the roster. One thing that they are going to miss is that senior wisdom. But we've seen here with the youth players, they're not afraid to go out and try new things and could just kind of go and fight for their own out there in the court.
All right, now let's look at some lineups. Sims, their star player right there.
A guy to watch tonight for sure.
Hopefully he's not going to chuck up the ball. Now we got to watch these Vikings.
Now, Viking fans, on your feet. Let's meet your starters from your Homewood Flossmoor Vikings, wearing their white and red-white trim. Here's your starters. A junior point guard, number 1, Caleb
looking for a good game. But one thing I didn't notice, out of the starting lineup, 4 of those are juniors and only 1 senior.
1 senior.
It's going to be a good game, in for a good one. Starting lineup, you got Chavez, Brownfield, Davis, Pangalo, and McNeil. The biggest 2 stars, I think, out of this lineup is Brownfield, Davis for sure.
Definitely. That 1-2 combo, the man in the middle, Davis, Brownfield, the guard, running the plays, running the offense. We're going to wait to see. Definitely, I talked to this Mooks. Something they want to implement early, that pick-and-roll offense. Letting Vincent be able to get open off the screen and create some shots early.
Pick and roll is a very simple concept in basketball, but it's one of the most useful plays out of all of them. It gets 2 possible options, out for a 3 maybe, out for a mid-range, or just driving into the lane for sure.
Definitely. We see in that last game against Andrew, Carson Brownfield was not afraid to attack the basket, taking what the defense gave him. I'm going to look to see a lot of the same tonight.
Yeah, I want to see attacking. Put in the pressure, put it in the basket. We got to hope for HF to win the tip. My guess is HF, and look at that. HF starting out with the ball. Chavez bringing the ball up the court. As you can clearly see, the teams already started a double team, bringing that pressure. Now Brownfield double team.
23 in the corner.
Over to 23. Now back to Chavez at the top. Bringing pressure early. Back to the corner. Rebound by the Thornridge Falcons.
Vikings pushing the ball.
Going dive, and now we're calling a jump ball. Looks like Sims, and potentially, I believe, Manil.
We saw that last play. Vikings, they got out, got the rebound, crashed the boards, and pushed the ball right away. That's where that endurance comes in. They're going to have Thornridge running all night.
Both teams are clearly bringing pressure. Double teams, high pressure, half court, I guess, sets in a sense, but we got to really see how this is going to go out for both teams.
Yeah, those half court sets can be risky, as we saw with that first one. Vikings missed opportunity with 23 in the corner there, but those double teams present those opportunities. So a man's going to be left open. It's bound to happen.
I said those passes are going to be key. And another key one, fouling. Vikings already got a first foul on Sims. That's not something you want to see, especially since he's their star player. If he gets into rhythm and controls the place, it's not going to be great for the team overall. But, I'm wishing for a very good game. I still think, pace is going to be the main contributing factor into who really is going to take control of this game.
And like you said, fouls, not even a minute 30 into the game. That's the first team foul for the Falcons there.
Yeah, we just do not want any of these players to go into any kind of rhythm. That's going to be detrimental. Once a guy kind of gets a hot start, it's just had a hot hand, it's pretty much game over. The momentum is in the wrong side.
And I get they're called free throws, but that's not one thing we want to give them for free.
For sure. Vikings back up the court, passing into the corner. Now driving in. Good for 2. Ties up the game 2-2 to start out the game.
There we saw it. Vikings getting McNeil to the basket, allow them to utilize that size and attack the basket, and we saw a positive result right there.
For sure. Now the topic key for 3. No good. Vikings able to secure the rebound. Take up the ball. Brownfield.
First rebound tonight for Vincent there.
Good bucket by Carson.
Nice way to get Carson involved. Off the break there. Push them towards the basket, leading them. Easy points there.
Of course. Sims back on offense for the Thornridge Falcons. Clearly he's going to be the main contributing ball handler, and he's going to dominate this game in that sense.
See the Falcons trying to get him open, trying to create some separation.
Into the corner, driving in. Back out to the top of the key. Loose ball almost. Sims surveying. Slowing it down.
Sims is calling for the pick, trying to create some separation.
No good. Vikings able to secure the board.
Second board already for McNeil there.
Pushing the pace up. Now we got Davis. No, back out to Pangalo. Waiting. Brownfield now at the ball. We got shot up. No good. But securing another rebound almost.
Nice board there.
Ball stays with the Vikings. That quick play, even if you may not secure the rebound, quick tips, catch the defender or just the guy getting the rebound off guard and just keep that pressure on him.
Definitely. We see as soon as that ball is being shot up in the air, the big man, they're doing their job. They're boxing out. They're making that physical effort to try and get the ball back for the Vikings.
Yep. Chavez going in to the corner for 3. Getting the rebound, though. Back out top to the key. Brownfield.
Wide open.
It's good.
There we saw something we saw a lot in last week's game. Brown Fitz utilizing his three-point ability, and when he gets going, he gets going.
What a turnover for the Falcons, but then able to secure the board. Pushing the pace up the court. Slowing it down a little bit. You know, the Vikings are huge pests in this game really already, just kind of making the team real uncomfortable, not really knowing what to do.
Definitely pushing it up the court here.
Ooh. Messing around, go for the board.
McNeil should have let that one just roll right on in there.
Yeah, you know, that's one of these key things. Some of these guys are a little antsy, you know, quickly trying to get the ball, trying to do as much as possible. But sometimes it's best to do as little as possible and just kind of play relaxed, play smooth, and not pressuring and kind of just overthinking all of these plays.
Definitely. If I'm the Vikings, I want the game to come to me. Let it come naturally. Don't force anything.
Of course. Sims back on offense, rushing into the lane. Turnover.
Back to that trap there.
Tipping it out, and no, a turnover. Now back to the Falcons. Tip passes. No good layup, but an offensive rebound. No good. Vikings back on offense, pushing pace. Chavez taking his time.
Brownfield was open on the corner to start off that drive there.
And a foul. Sending Vincent Davis to the line. You know, already we can see it. Sims is really going to have, it seems like 80% of these possessions. It's not really leaving his hands, in my opinion.
Definitely. You know, like, consistency is key. If they know Sims can get them points, why stray away from that? Give the ball to your number one producer, and that's Sims.
You know, but that's an easy way to figure out how the Vikings should kind of just stop the Falcons defensively. You know, just get the guy, double team him. Hey, man, there was a game one time where Curry, you know, was in college, you know, and Davidson, he stood in the corner. They always had two guys on him because they knew that Davidson always was running Curry. This could be one of those situations. Almost always have two guys by Sims. You know, not always necessarily double teaming him, but even without the ball, always have a second guy close by to take over.
Definitely, if I'm the Vikings, and if that's all they're going to do is give to Sims all night, double team, give him the fits, make it hard for him to get other guys open.
You know, yeah, there's no one even close, no one even in double digits for the Falcons. The next guy is Walker, but he only has 9.5 points. And if we look at it, he's only taken 40, or not even, what does it look like, 15 shots in comparison to 52 shots by Sims. Clearly, Sims is the only guy.
And we see the substitution now. The Vikings are going to that small ball line that we talked about earlier. Mangabo's out, Tyler's in.
Yeah, you know, I'm looking at the Falcons. These guys don't really look like high-conditioned dudes. You know, they're going to be maybe bruisers, but I know the Vikings are going to outpace them.
Definitely want to set that pace early, make them work for those buckets early.
For sure. Seals with the ball, shooting for three. No good. Vikings able to secure the rebound. Travers back on offense.
Falcons trying to get that three ball going. Third miss of the night as far as the three-point shot goes.
For sure. Tyler back in, now passing it out. Up and no good.
Beautiful move by McNeil there to get around the defender. Just a little two-step. Definitely got the ball up. Just couldn't find the rim there.
Yeah, you know, but at least making those, I guess, those sights and just willing to make a chance. You know, there's a lot of times or sometimes you're a bit lazy and you're not noticing what's going on. Always have 100%, I guess, attention on the game and always know where the ball is at all times.
Definitely. That also leads into another thing, you know, the rebounds. If you know where the ball is, you're going to be able to track the ball as soon as it comes out and shoot his hand and position yourself to get the board.
For sure. Falcons back on offense. Getting the foul, drawing the foul. Doesn't look like he's going to the line, though. Or is he? Nope, he's going to the line. That's not what you think. You know, free throws. It's in the name. You're giving away free points.
Definitely. Second time. It's early. We're not even out of the first. This is already the second time the Falcons are at the line. I get their free throws, but we don't just want to give them to them.
Yeah, you know, I mean, this is Winston. I mean, looking at the stat sheet, this guy has 0 points averaging, so I don't really know if I'm really too worried. And we can clearly see that by him missing the first free throw. So out of all the people they can send to the line, as long as it's not Sims, in my opinion.
But we don't want to get this trend started out. We know the fouls. We don't want to play sloppy basketball. We want to make sure our feet are set. We monitor that footwork and prevent these silly fouls.
Of course, but, you know, if you had to take a chance, I'm giving my guy back. Looking at that air ball, right, though? But, yeah, but, you know, obviously, you know, free throws, you don't want to give those away. But, obviously, once you're able to, I guess, strategically foul in some sense, sometimes you got to do a hard foul every once in a while, but you don't want to do too many of those because fouling out of the game is not good for the Vikings. It sets a bad reputation. It sets a bad image for the team.
There's a pass when we've talked about pregame.
Vikings back on offense. Chavez throwing to the corner. Going for a spin move into the lane. Ooh, tough call. What does it look like? Looking for a travel.
Schaefer's was calling for the ball there. He was wide open.
Yeah, Shavers, he's going to really be the main guy, another one. Just kind of like Sims. He's going to be controlling the pace. It's a battle between these two guards. Whoever's going to really take control is really going to take the lead in this game.
Definitely. Not a lot of points scored in this first half. Just some silly misses so far.
Of course. Vikings back on offense. Brownfield in the corner for 3.
Bang.
Bang.
Got a foul in the play here.
He's doing well. He's already had, 80% of the points. It's 8 out of the 10 points for the Vikings. And, hey, man, if he just continues this, streak and continues this kind of point scoring, hey, man, sky's the limits for the Vikings in this sense.
8, like you said, 8 of those 10 points have come from Brownfield. So, like I said, talking to JD, he's going to run the offense through, and we're seeing that early, creating opportunities for him to score from the 3-point line and get to the basket.
Of course. And you already got, a guy like Seals. It looks like he already has, not really the best situation for the Falcons. I'm really hoping for the best, right? But obviously you don't want to give up those easy possessions, and, Vikings got the ball again. Brownfield in the corner, rushing in. Passing to the other side, up for 3. No good. Falcons with the rebound.
Passing the ball. There we go. An opportunity missed right there by the Vikings. You don't want to miss too many of those. The defenders overcommitted. Left Schaefer's open in the corner.
I like these shots, though. They're taking good shots in these instances. Vikings able to secure the board, actually. Pushing the pace up down the court. Tyler with the ball, double teamed, and fouled. Again, these fouls. There's a ton of fouls this game so far. Several by both teams.
Definitely. Already the third one for the Falcons there.
But a 10-2 game. Vikings up by 8, 2:58 in the first quarter. Vikings staying with the ball. Tyler inbounding to Shavers. Double team look like at the half-court line. Brownfield into the paint. Passing it up. Ooh, it looked like almost a foul. Ooh, that's a tough foul there. But,
Vincent Davis there. We saw he had 2 bodies on him, so Falcons not afraid to put the pressure on their big man. Throw everything they got. Throw the kitchen sink at him if they got him. Yeah,
both teams are clearly doing that, double teaming. And, hey, man, that's what you got to do in high school basketball. These guys, they're not LeBron James. They're not going to always be cool down, figure out what you got to do. These are young minds, and once you put maybe just a bit too much pressure on them, they may collapse, and they're going to maybe crumble. So once they're doing it early and setting the tone, both teams are clearly sending a message.
See, the Vikings got some size back in. McNeil is back in the game.
Yeah, they're realizing that some of these boards they could have got, they're missing out on. So they need to get a big body in there and get the boards and secure them. Another key thing. Sims with the ball, pressed up with the defender close by. He turned it over. Vikings with the ball. Pushing it up is Burchett. Passing it to Eric Johnson into the lane. No good, but we're securing the rebound. Staying with the Vikings.
What we talked about earlier, Vikings are crashing those boards, boxing out here.
Of course. Then we have Burchett taking another 3.
Make that the 6th 3 the Vikings have taken tonight.
Yep, Brownfield the ball, 2 defenders in his face. Passing Eric Johnson for 3. No good, but still staying with the Vikings. Another offensive rebound.
Consistency is key.
Yep, Burchett finally with his first 2 points of the game, it looks like.
Staying with his stand, not being afraid of the physical contact down there in the paint.
Yeah, already, I'm a bit worried. Thornridge, the Falcons, got to step it up. They cannot be lazy on defense. Get the boards. Both teams, boards are going to be a key thing. Falcons get another steal. Looks like a take foul there. So it's staying with the Vikings. But clear, we just saw lazy pass by the Falcons. They need to make sure they're staying on it. Both teams have clearly been a little sloppy. So both teams, whoever's going to get in that zone and just playing like an NBA team in an instant, they're going to really take the lead here.
Definitely. Just looking on both sides, looking to sharp up the little things like the footwork and the court vision. And whoever can get that tightened up the fastest will get an early lead here.
Yep, fundamentals is the biggest thing in this game. Brownfield into the paint. Going up.
Tyler in the corner there. They missed it.
Ooh, looking like Pangalo. Another just not securing the boards by the Vikings.
Another possession where Tyler was wide open in the corner and they missed it.
Yep, Sims for 3, no good. Like I said, this guy's taking a lot of shots. He needs to be more team heavy. That's another key thing. You don't always have to go for 3. Sometimes the 2 is better than the 3 in some instances. Tyler for 3.
Finally gets his chance.
There we go. Falcons taking a time out. Current score is 15-2. Vikings up by 13.
3 threes later, Tyler finally gets it. Here we go. Looking at the replay here.
Passing out to 3, a nice open shot, all net.
Great court vision by Burchett there, being able to look past the defenders and be able to create a shot for Tyler there.
Yep, we got 1:13 left in the period. We're going to see how that's going to go out for the Vikings. And you're watching Viking Television, but we're going to go to commercial and get back to you guys very shortly.
Nick Snacks is a family-owned and operated small business located at 2135 183rd Street, Homewood, Illinois. From custom t-shirts to embroidered hats, Nick Snacks has it all. If you ever need a gym gear or merchandise for a club, stop by.
Television for some Viking basketball. A good one so far, 13-point lead. We're going to see if it can extend this lead. What do you got to take on this?
Definitely, we've seen it here. When the Vikings, when they utilize that quick pass concept that we talked about early in pregame, they create three-point opportunities, and they've made most of them when they've decided to take them. So we're going to look to see that same formula here throughout the game.
Yep, and the Falcons still keeping that full court pressure, having 2 defenders on both sides. No, actually, it looks like the Vikings are actually keeping that full court pressure, but both teams realistically aren't doing that, and I think it's a real smart move because no team is really able to kind of set that playmaking skills down. Sims leading the ball down the court at the top of the key, rushing in, out for 3. No good, but securing the rebound for the Falcons.
7 shots taken for Sims so far, and that resulted in pretty much nothing. Only 2 points here for the Falcons to start out.
Yeah, and and another foul looks like. Another key thing. We cannot have fouls. The Vikings got to stay disciplined. Discipline is going to be another key thing. Stay focused and just get the ball in the basket. It's a simple thing.
Vikings already got 3 fouls, so something we're going to continue to monitor all night.
Yep, Sims back with the ball, rushing in.
Ooh, beautiful block.
Looked like it was a foul, though, but it was a good play. It looked like, I don't know. That was a bit of a close call, but sends the Falcons to the line and sends Sims for another 2 free throws. I believe that's 4 now for him, and that's something you don't want to see. He's the leading scorer. Stop this man, and the game is already in the record books.
We saw the Vikings earlier. They're putting the sides on Sims. Bengalo and McNeil, they're putting the pressure on him, double team early, giving them the fits, and we've seen he's had trouble scoring already. But what you don't want to do is give him free throws.
Of course, of course. Ball going back to the Vikings, inbounding. Looks like it's going Burchett back to Johnson. This full court pressure is really going to be detrimental, but we're going to see who can really break it.
Got Tyra open again.
Burchett, no good, but stay with the rebound. Ooh, a feisty one.
Something I want to make note of, the Falcons are not committing a lot of attention to Tyler in the corner on that three-point line. Something to watch here as the game goes on.
Yep, Vikings back on offense. Tyler to the corner for Eric Johnson. A good 2, extending the lead to 14.
Making usage of those long-range shots there are the Vikings. We saw the ball was passed to him. No defender was over there. They took the shot, went right in.
Yep, and we're finishing off the corner with 3, 2, 1. And that's the end of the first quarter. You're watching Viking basketball on Viking Television. We're going to take a quick break. On Viking Television. The Vikings are taking a lead of 14 points. A lot of key things happened here. They're setting the tone defensively and offensively, in my opinion.
Definitely defensively. You talk about physicality and committing to the star player, and that's what they're doing. They're double teaming, giving them the fits, making it hard for them to create opportunities.
And the Vikings are doing a great.
And we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Dylan Barnes.
The Vikings are currently up 17-3, and Dismukes has stressed the importance of rebounding to the Vikings, and they're doing a great job of that so far, getting many second-chance buckets, and Dismukes has seen that and has stressed that the Vikings must keep that up in the second quarter. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Dylan Barnes. So, back into looking at the team right now, starting off great, and I just think they're going to keep this pressure on, and I still think a 30-point victory is definitely in the cards for the Vikings.
Definitely. The way they're utilizing Carson Brownfield, allowing them to come off the screen and be able to take threes is going to be something that we continue to watch as he continues to torch this team.
And, looking at the Falcons, their only main scorer is Sims. He has all of their points. Are we really that surprised? No, we clearly knew this going into the game, and the Falcons did as well. Vikings back on offense and coming in with a 3 to start off, Pangalo.
Only his second bucket of the night. He's got that big man shooting ability. Reminds me a lot of Kristaps Porzingis.
I do like the Vikings. They got some nice stretch bigs, but then the Falcons returning their 3 of their own.
Walker matches that one.
Vikings back now on offense. See if they can get another 3, just another shootout. Tyler passing it back.
Pangalo's calling for it in the corner.
Ooh. A bad pass there. Now it's turned over back to the Falcons.
As we see the way that the Vikings are running the offense, they want their shooters to be open, especially their big man to take those corner shots, and the Falcons are giving them to them.
Yeah, that's something you do not want to see. Those just bad passes. Be strategic. As I said, make the key plays, and the point guard really has to take that responsibility. If they're going to make mistakes, it's not going to go well for you.
Yes, they're the leader of these men, and they're going to look to direct them in which way they see fit.
Ooh, and again, another time, both teams have just been making a lot of sloppy passes. The Vikings may be up by 14, but don't let that kind of take you away from some of the mistakes that both teams have been making. I need to make sure both teams are going to play like the ball. It's simple. Sometimes you got to return to fundamentals if you have to. Easy passes and just get the points. Davis passing it out to McNeil. No good, but Pangalo
staying with it. They're crashing the boards, not being afraid of a little contact there.
Yeah, Vikings have just clearly, when I came into this game, I said, man, maybe the Vikings are going to lack some size. Tallest guy's 6'6", and I looked at the Falcons. You got some big dudes out there, some tall guys out there. I didn't know if the Vikings are going to get the boards. But one thing they got hustle and they got energy.
Pangalo's first trip to the line here.
No good for the first one. But still, sometimes free throws are good because you're kind of slowing down the pace. If a team's going out on a fast break or getting a ton of points, in a drought, you got to kind of slow it down, take some free throws, get your guys back up energized. Because this Viking team, they play with a lot of energy. They're running up and down the court, so they sometimes are going to need those types of breaks.
Definitely. And to start off, they got Seals back in the game here off that free throw possession. He's averaging almost 6 rebounds a night. So if you talk about a guy that can get you boards, he's definitely one of them.
For sure. But that was 2 missed free throws for Pangalo. And another thing, it's in the name. I think I've said this already multiple times. Free throws. Get the easy points. You got no defender to worry about. It's just you and the ball and the basket.
Definitely. We're going to look at this game. We're going to talk about free throws and how many opportunities both teams had. Both teams are already at 3 free throw opportunities apiece.
Yeah, now the Falcons are back at the line. I'm okay with giving free throws again, but I don't want a game like James Harden. I don't want one guy taking 30 free throws. It's not what I want to see. Looking at the replay, we're going to see the foul going on. Just tough contact there by the Vikings. But sometimes you got to play. You got to set that tone and say, hey, man, you're not going to get any easy buckets here.
Definitely. We see he definitely tried to play through the contact there and finish off strong, something that both sides are going to look to do.
Pangalo into the paint. Passing it to Davis. Ooh, and a turnover by the Vikings.
Definitely. The Falcons brought the double team there on, and we saw it gave them a fit right there.
Yep, Sims with just another bucket driving into the lane. Pushing the pace, Pangalo to Brownfield, and then back up. Good, McNeil.
A nice little dipping dot there. Get the ball, dump it off to your big man, and have him put it up.
Yeah, just not even just those quick passes. Boom, 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 boom. And just kind of get the defenders off their mind. They can't really focus on it when you're just going everywhere with the ball.
Definitely. You don't allow the defender to set their feet. That's going to open up the way for sloppy defense right there.
For sure. Brownfield with the ball. Now double teamed. Out to Shavers. For 3. It's good. Pangalo, what is that? That's now 3 threes, it looks like.
6 points were now for Pangalo, and they both came from the 3-point line.
Yep. Pangalo for another one.
Make that
my
2 in a row, baby.
He's hungry for some threes. Oh, my.
Now tops Brownfield for the leading scorer of the night and leads the team in threes with 3.
This really is a Kristaps Porzingis type of guy. We're looking at the replay. Often but net. Ooh-wee.
Falcons strayed away from him there, and he took every bit of it.
Yeah, these guys are looking pretty well, setting each other up, and they're playing team ball. Chemistry is clearly just surging through this Vikings team. That's giving them a 19-point lead.
Falcons' 5th time at the line already.
Yeah, hey, man, they're going to the line, but they got to convert these free throws, If you don't convert, there's not going to be really any point of going to the line.
Definitely, if they're going to foul you, I'm going to try and make as many free throws as I can because those are free points that you can't get back.
For sure. But at the line, we got Walker. This season, he's the second leader in points scoring for the Falcons with 9.5 points.
Looking at this stat sheet, he does some of everything. He's the guy that you can put anywhere, tell him do anything, he's going to get it. He's going to give us 100% every time.
Ooh, and a nice bucket by Davis.
Davis there, not afraid. The big man coming down the court. A Big Mac truck coming right at you.
Of course. Now the Falcons back on offense. Sims leading with the ball. Outlook for 3. No good. Vikings with the board.
Davis here doing some of everything, getting to the basket and rebounding the ball very well tonight.
Pangnala, ooh, he took another 3. I was hoping he made another one, but staying with the Vikings, though. Does it look like a substitution coming in? Got a couple players coming in for the Falcons, swapping them out. And
looking at Davis, a big freight train coming right at you, and there was nothing the Falcons could do to stop it there.
Nothing they can do. These guys, the Falcons, the Vikings, they might not have the tallest guys, but they don't got the shortest guys. Everyone's around 6'5", 6'6" on this team, so there's a lot of bruisers that can kind of push you down and beat you up down in that paint.
And they're not afraid of a little contact as we see here.
For sure. Vikings now inbounding the ball. Looks like they're going to pass out to Brownfield into the corner. Ooh.
Got him out of bounds there.
This might think like, a little mistake, but that one possession could be the deciding factor for who wins the game.
Definitely, you want to watch those corners. The corners here in the stadium are tight.
They're tight. We got a close to the packed stadium. Everyone's watching. All the eyes are on you. Sims no good from 3. Davis now taking the ball up the court.
And again, getting the ball to Sims, creating opportunities for him to score, but he's not executing on them.
Pangalo, another 3. Oh, my. Look.
Pangalo has now got 12.
Oh, and they're going to another timeout. We're going to take a break. You're watching Viking basketball on Viking television.
Want a free roof? Ask us how. Veteran-owned company specializing in wind and hail insurance claims. We work directly with your insurance company to minimize your stress and to maximize your claim.
And welcome back. We're looking for some Viking basketball on Viking television. A 23-point lead for the Vikings. What's your take on that?
Pangalo. Can we say or can we not say it? The man has been red hot from 3. He's taking what the defense has given. I was worried about Brownsfield, but if I'm the Falcons, I'm now worried about Pangalo here.
I know, it's looking great. He's doing great. Give the guy who's hot. And right now, he is steaming up on the court. Ooh, and getting a block for himself as well. Oh, no, that looked like McNeil, actually.
Was McNeil definitely using that long vertical that he has there.
Looking at the replay, just scouring across the court, starting from the paint, just rushing in, and boom, nice.
At the paint, did a little trap there and was able to get the ball.
Okay, hustling. All these guys are hustling and going to get to that ball and get whatever they need to do to stop the other team. Falcons back on offense, into the paint. Up for 2. Vikings back now on offense. Brownfield's setting the pace.
Winston there, the senior, taking what the Vikings were giving him, able to utilize his size there and get 2 points.
Brachette for another 3 for the Vikings.
And the Vikings in this 3 ball has been their bread and butter to this point in the game.
Yep. This is looking good, This is doing a great team, A 12 points right now. We're looking good. 4 minutes left in the second. Looking at the replay right now. Looking for that 3. Brachette. Just another nice one,
And he was out there in no man's land.
This is like the Warriors offense right here. Just everybody's just a 3-point shooter. You got Clay, you got Curry, you got Draymond, you got Durant.
You got Jordan Poole.
Oh, my gosh, another 3. Brachette, they're lighting it up.
Brachette and Brownfield both have 8 tonight.
Looking good for him. Sims back on offense. I need this guy to take over, man. I want to see something special from him. Rushing into the paint. Ooh, foul call.
Taking the contact. Taking the contact there, given what Davis was going to give them there.
Looking at the replay for the Vikings. Look at that, another three by Burchett. Just nothing but net.
Nice no-look pass there to Burchett, and he takes that opportunity.
Yeah, you know, it's a good game so far for the Vikings. But, hey, man, it's anybody's game still. I think the Falcons, looking at their games, you know, they could still put up some nice wins. I mean, they had a 19-point victory against Marengo. They had a 16-point victory against Ottawa. So they clearly have shown they can be dominant, kind of flip the table. But sometimes they can also lose big. Like against Pontiac, they dropped 28 points in that loss.
Definitely, you know, if I'm the Falcons here, I'm giving it to Sims. I know he struggled so far, but I'm going to feed the guy that has been consistent with me so far throughout the season. So find a way to get him involved, whether it's him coming off the screen or him going to the basket. Do what you have to do.
Pangalo for three, no good. But stay with the Vikings. Ooh,
Davis.
Brownfield. Ooh, and he was blocked by the Falcons. Falcons now pushing up the pace.
We have not seen a lot of Brownfield so far in this quarter. They're giving the Pangalo there.
Hey, I'm okay with it giving it to Pangalo if he's going to make it work. Now it looks like tying up the ball, going for a jump ball. Burchett was not able to pass it out and lead the break.
Burchett fighting like a dog there, trying to get that ball back for the Vikings. And we love to see that the old school physical play here.
You know, I'm wishing for the best, but it's a turnover nonetheless, and it's going to the Falcons. We're going to see what they can do back on offense. Sales now with the ball at the wing. Now to Sims for three. No good. Pushing up the pace. Brownfield now to Burchett. Going up. Good.
Great finish there by Burchett.
Ooh, now the lead the game now is 41-14. 2:52 in the second.
We saw Burchett there push the pace, continue to make the Falcons work all the way to the end of that play there.
Ooh, of course. Staying with the Falcons, though. Nice tip pass. Looking at the replay, we can see Brownfield taking up the ball. Now pass to Burchett.
Nice little no-look pass there.
And up for two.
And the defender didn't even try there. That's old school basketball. You want to make him work. No easy buckets. I would have fouled him, sent him to the line, make him earn it.
Yeah, hey, man, Vikings, they're going to take the easy points if you're going to give it to them. Ooh, it looks like contact there. Foul by the Vikings. You know, again, you don't want to rack up these fouls. That's going to be costly towards the end of the game where now you're in the bonus, the other team's in the bonus, and now every time you do any little bit of contact, they're at the line.
14 fouls. Excuse me, 5 team fouls.
Not looking
the Vikings.
Not looking good. Not looking good. Now the Falcons are just going to get easy points now. Once again, these free throws, as we said, you know, just giving these easy points, it's not going to be good for your team.
Definitely. You talk about free throws. They have not been converting them at a very high rate this season overall.
You know, but, you know, eventually they're going to make it. You know, you can't bank on the fact that they're going to always miss the free throws. They're going to get their chance, and they're going to take it for sure. And now Vikings back on offense.
They had their number one guy, Sims, at the line there.
Yep. Brownfield going to inbound the ball, looks like. Shavers taking up the ball. Now looks like the Falcons are just kind of staying away from that double team. Now going to play more man-on-man and kind of see how that goes for you.
Pangalo is out here. Going a little bit more small ball lineup for the Vikes.
It looks like he stepped out potentially. Yep, stepped out potentially, and it is called out of bounds. Now going over a turnover. Now going to the Falcons. Once again, it's tight court, you know. Sometimes you're not paying attention to where your feet are. You're not looking at where you're landing, and boom, you step out.
Definitely. Vikings got some size in now. Cameron Vincent is in the game. He's 6'5". He's a twin tower by himself.
Yeah, you know, they're playing a bunch of wings, it looks like. You know, a decent small ball, but really a tall ball when you're playing at those guard positions.
Giving us a little bit of Denver Nuggets basketball here, the tall ball philosophy.
Hey, man, I'm okay with it. But the Falcons on defense, a cross-court pass.
A little touch pass there.
Surveying the court. Now going into the paint, up for the mid-range. No good.
Fighting for the rebound there. We love to see it.
Of course. Brownfield now back, pushing up the ball. Going into the paint. Ooh, tip pass going to the Falcons instead.
Had a size advantage there for McNeil.
Ooh, and a little sloppy play. You gotta play a little discipline. You know, Vikings are rushing around. They're like bees out here, you know, everywhere. Mosquito-type plays. And that's what you need. You need to be a pest out on the court.
Definitely, but I think they also should be able to have some fun. You know, having fun out there in the court is going to create the best team basketball you possibly can get.
Of course, another miss by the Falcons. Looks like we're going to be taking a timeout. We're going to be taking a break. You're listening to Viking basketball on Viking television.
good speed cycles to make my dreams come true. So come on down to Good Speed Cycles, we'll do the same for you.
And we're back. Viking basketball on Viking television. The score right now is 41-14. The Vikings are leading with 1:20 left in the second.
Definitely. We saw JD wanted to give his guys a break there. They're starting to get a little bit tired. We're going into half. He wanted to get his guys nice, well, and rested here.
Yeah, for sure. Vikings with the ball inbounding from the sideline. But once again, this tight double team, it looks like the Falcons are going to try to put on.
And it has been working to some extent, you know. But also, you got to think about it from the Vikings end. If they're double teaming, someone's open down court.
Of course. Brissett, though, with the ball, passing it out to Vincent. Ooh.
Stepped out again.
No travel. Ooh. That's something you don't want to see. Remember one time I was calling a play, you know, I was commentating, I believe it was last year. I was watching a good game. It was the Boilermakers versus the Vikings, and it came down to wire. It was a tied game. You know, the Vikings running down the clock, and a travel was the deciding factor and sent it to overtime. Once again, those just mistakes, those missing away from those fundamental steps can be costly down the line.
Fundamental basketball is key. It's something that we're going to continue to pay attention to. Some of the Vikings so far, they've done a solid job of doing it, but you want to limit those fundamental mistakes early.
For sure. Another foul on the Vikings. Sends Sims back to the line.
Number 6 as far as team fouls go for the Vikings.
Yeah, it's something you don't want to see. I mean, I believe he's leading the team right now. He has half of their points, 7 total points for Sims in tonight's game.
4th trip to the line already.
Yeah, and he's going to build momentum. I'm telling you, this is like how James Harden is. You know, he's going to get 30, free throws, and that's how he's going to score majority of points. It seems like this is kind of how his mentality is. And, hey, man, it works. You're wide open, and it's just you, the ball, and the basket.
But you keep seeing the ball in the basket. Sims missed that first one. Able to wrap it up there with the made-up shot there. Schaefer's there. Nice little pass to Brissett. Bang!
Oh, wow. Another 3 for the Vikings. Oh, my God.
Brissett now leads the team with points, 13.
Oh, man. Another turnover for the
By
Falcons.
himself in no man's land. 15.
15 in the first half. You got 15 seconds now left in the second.
15 off the bench to start off the game. What a nice game for Brissett so far.
I mean, that kind of reminds me of like a Lou Williams type of player. Just a nice spark plug for the team.
Definitely.
And the offensive board, Falcons going down the clock. Going for 3. And that ends the first half. A 46-15 score for the game. A 31-point lead for the team. Looking at the replay, looking at 3 again. Nothing but net.
And we see the way he's shooting the ball with confidence. They're giving him the opportunities, and he's taking them. He's not straying away from them, and he's making them.
Hey,
15 points off the bench.
I'm liking this 3-point shootout. I don't mind. I don't mind. I always said, take the easy buckets when you get it. But we're going to go to the sideline with Dylan Barnes, and we're going to see what he's got to say.
So, Coach, your team is shooting the lights out from 3. Was that part of the game plan, or is that just product of good passing?
I think both, actually. I mean, all week we worked on shooting. That's something that we do every day. Make sure we get shots up with all of our players, not just our guards, but our forwards too. So I think a little bit of both. We're definitely making good reads to hit the corner guys and make shots. So, yeah.
All right, thank you. Back to you guys.
One big thing, he brought it up himself. Those corner threes, just kind of that sweet spot. A lot of teams, that's the shortest shot out of all the three-point line.
Definitely. And he talked about it, getting those big men involved. Bangalo hit those back-to-back threes to really get this offense going. Bangalo, he's been very, very effective tonight. Not him, but Brissett as well, as we saw. But one guy I'm very, very concerned that we haven't saw much from is Brownfield.
Brownfield, yeah, he hasn't been too much of a big factor in this game. But, hey, man, that's all right by me. I think he's had a couple points already, but he's at least facilitating. I see he's bringing the ball up the court, and he's getting the ball around the, offensive side of the field.
And that's the job of a point guard, is he's the general to distribute the ball where the play is at.
But, a big thing is, those three-pointers. Hey, man, not only, threes are better than twos. You get more points, but that gets the crowd energized. Who doesn't like to see a good three-pointer?
Definitely. But talk about this atmosphere. We got a great cause going on for this game. The food drive, donating cans of foods for those in need, and definitely the fans, every time they hit a shot, they're getting louder and louder here.
Hey, man, I love the energy. Who doesn't like an energized crowd who's with the team, who's with everyone? It just makes it a happy place.
We know all about those fans here at HF. The Kedzie Crazies, they're notorious for being one of the most rockin' fan clubs here in the SWSC conference.
Yeah, I'm looking for a great game, but, it's a 31-point lead for the Vikings. But, hey, man, it's any point. The Vikings were able to score 46 in the first half. Hey, the Falcons could do that in the second half. Who really knows?
Definitely a guy I want to see more from, and I think the Thornridge Falcons, they already know Sims. Get him the ball. When he hasn't had too much success with the times he has, it's got the spark going, and I'm hoping that they can get him going early in the second half.
Yeah, there's only so long. Hey, man, this guy's going to go off eventually. Whether that be in the third quarter or in the fourth quarter, we got to really see. But we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Viking basketball on Viking television.
Leake & Sons Funeral Homes offer a full line of quality end-of-life services. Since 1933, we have been known to be the funeral home that works with you. We would be honored if you considered us to serve you and your family.
Flossmoor Animal Hospital is a full service dedicated to providing the finest professional veterinary care for your pet. Our mission is to offer the best animal health care available. Flossmoor Animal Hospital, providing excellence in pet health care.
Thomas Photographic is where seniors go to be seen. With our custom sessions, we highlight you. Call 708-960-4265.
If you ever need a second home, Flossmoor Library is there for you.
Do you want to add carpet to your floor? Well, Bernard's Flooring can get the job done right. Perhaps you want your carpet taken up and you want to add vinyl flooring. Then you know who to call. Bernard's Flooring at 773-671-4174.
I'm Mayor Michelle Nelson. Welcome to Flossmoor. The village of Flossmoor is a community of nearly 10,000 residents and is located in the Chicago Southland, just a 45-minute ride on the Metra Electric line to downtown Chicago. Here in Flossmoor, we celebrate a rich diversity of cultures and bring neighbors together with flavorful festivals, afternoons at the park, and a whole spectrum of inspiring community projects and volunteer opportunities.
Brooke and Bailey Consultancy, project management and digital marketing agency, located at 4137 Sauk Trail Suite, 347 Richton Park. To learn more, visit brookebailey.com or contact 312-809-3994. Brooke and Bailey Consultancy.
Welcome to Product Freak.
Located at 3321 Balmer Road, Flossmoor, Illinois. To contact Product Freak Beauty Shop, call 708-914-4767.
BTV would like to thank our silver sponsors: Farmers Insurance Agent Anthony Moutry, The Mommy Experience, State Farm Insurance Agent Kim Smiley, Ups a Daisy Boutique, Conservatory Vintage and Vinyl, Lauren's Appliances, Jenny Beauty Supply, Goloy and Van Etten, Legalese Please, Hey Girl Shoes, Great American Bagel, Yesterday's Gentleman Barbershop, The Station Pizzeria, Fifth Quarter Tap, Future Insight College Advising, Golden Years Companion Care, Locker Wealth Management, Boy Scout Troop 342, Jenny Craig of Matson, Dungeon Series, The Lock Topic Experience, Alexander Publishing, Boa Construction, The HF Chronicle, and Twisted Q Barbecue. BTV would like to give a special thanks to our gold sponsors: Edward Jones, Stepson Consulting, The Learning Lab, Bottle and Bottega, Culvers of Homewood, Leland Grove Law, Flossmoor Station, El Cortez, Asian Harbor, Kevin Kaminsky, and Signature Smile Arts. Once again, thank you to our gold sponsors.
Welcome back to some Viking basketball on Viking television. We're going to look at some replays and see what's been going on in this first half of basketball. But it's been a good game so far. Looking at the first one, looking it up, pass down the court, an easy basket for Burchett. Easy layup.
That nice leading pass got Burchett towards the basket and was able to put the ball in the can.
Yeah, you know, those easy baskets and those just kind of turnovers, the quick turnovers, those steals, those blocks, have allowed the Vikings to get some easy baskets down the court. Another replay here. Looks like the Vikings back on offense. From the top of the key now to the corner, Pagnalo. Another key contributor that's allowed the Vikings to have such a dominant first half.
The team leading scorer there, be able to put the shot up and get the ball in the basket.
Yep, and here's another one.
And great ball vision there by Burchett, going out there, getting the ball out to Pagnalo.
All right, you know, it's been a great game so far, and just looking at these highlights, man, Vincent Davis, another one here, you know, they just really been putting on that pressure and just been doing great nonetheless.
Definitely Vincent Davis, the big freight train. Old school's got a lot of size. It's not afraid to attack the basket.
Yeah, you know, it's been a great game, and I can't wait for it. But we're going to take it down to the sideline. Dylan Barnes, let's see what you got to say. All right, and we're back. You know, sorry for the technical difficulties, but hey, man, back into the third quarter. You know, minute 30 before we start. You know, it's a 46-15 point game leading for the Vikings. What's your take on the second half? What do you got to see?
The Vikings, if I'm Coach Dismukes, I'm keeping the hammer on them. Three ball, three ball, three ball. They've shot it, and it's been successful. A lot of Warriors, that's basketball, they're passing the ball, and it's just simple. The defenders are overcommitting to one man, and they're leaving that corner wide open, and the Vikings are taking advantage of it. And if I'm the Falcons, I want to get Sims involved. My message to Sims, do what you have to do to get us back in this game. I don't care what it takes.
Yeah, you know, I just been liking this game. Hey, man, the Vikings have just made it interesting in the sense that those three balls, that's what you like to see as a fan. But one thing I want to see if a team's going to get it done. Looking at the replays here, another one for the Vikings. Out for three for Carson Brownfield.
And it feels like everyone's getting some of this three-point energy. I don't know where it's coming from. There's not a lot we saw in the last game. Another one here that we see. Kicking the ball out. Great ball vision. That was Styley there on the three here. Great ball vision by the Vikings tonight.
Yeah, another. Just keeping that pace up and just kind of forcing it. Another one here in the corner. We got Eric Johnson. Knockdown shots.
Definitely getting the big man involved. You know, let the big man have a little fun. You know, big man can do more than just rebound the ball. They can shoot. They've got that special touch as well.
You know, the Falcons did have, there's a bit of a moment where it looked like it was going to be contested. You know, it's a bit of a back and forth. You know, they both traded threes. And I was thinking maybe, hey, man, this might be a shootout here.
Definitely. And that really got the crowd going. You know, when we shot ours, Falcons got theirs to go. It was electric in this place. We're going to hope to see a lot more of that in the second half. I want both teams just shoot at will.
You know, but the Falcons have had a lot of tough calls, a lot of fouls here by the Vikings, and just giving those free throws away. You do not want to see that as a team. You want to make sure you're staying focused and you're getting it set.
And I think it's also, I don't think the Vikings expected the Falcons to attack the basket as much as they have. You know, they've only shot 3 threes combined. Their points are coming, going towards the basket, attacking where the Vikings have been softest sometimes this season.
Yep. But now we're going to go back to the court, it looks like. We're going to start the third quarter, 46-15 point game, but it's anybody's game. It's not over until the clock hits 0-0-0 in the fourth quarter.
Got a lot of size in for the Vikings. 3 forwards in the game.
Yep, but we got Brownfield with the ball, pressure at the high court, calling for a foul. You don't want to start off with fouls, man. You don't want to
Not even 30 seconds into the half.
Yeah, but hey, man, they're getting antsy. They see the scoreboard and say, hey, man, we got to turn it around. Sometimes you got to do that. I'm not against it, but you got to be disciplined in that sense. Only go for it when you know you're gonna get the tip or the steal.
But if I'm the Falcons, I'm calling hurry up offense. Time is on. It's not on our side right now. We got to get the ball down to the court, get it in the basket whichever way possible, and get back on the defense side and do our job.
Yep. Now into the paint. Davis, easy bucket.
Davis has been attacking that mismatch there. They've got guards on him because they don't have anyone enough big to guard him. They got 2 guards, and he's taking full advantage of that.
Yep. Falcons return their own bucket of their own. Another 2 points
Vikings pushing the pace here. Shet.
Good. Shavers looking pretty
Shavers.
good. Sims now with the ball. Both teams just look like they're trying to just trade baskets here. But, hey, man, that's not going to be good for the Falcons. They got to take a lead.
Another fast break here for the Vikes.
Davis and one.
Finishing through the contact there, staying with the play, and now he's got a free chance at another point there.
You got to get 3 points. Hey, man, sometimes you can get 3 points by taking a 2-point shot.
Thank you. Definitely. You talk about the size. The Vikings are using them on the fast break early. They're making the Falcons get physical. They want you to foul them so they can send them to the line.
Of course. But, kind of slowing it down, again, it's going to slow you down. These Vikings run with a lot of pace. Everyone's from A to B to C to Z, going everywhere across the court. So getting these free throws, it's going to get the players back some energy.
Definitely. Keeping the ball rolling. The Vikings, they do not want to become stagnant on offense. They're doing whatever they have to keep their feet moving and keep their guys open.
And Brownfield got the offensive rebound. Now it's going back to him out at the wing.
And we talk about Vincent Davis for a second. He's done some of everything now. He's getting the ball. He's blocking balls. He's scoring. He may not have a lot on the stat sheet, but he's doing more than what the stats are saying.
And a bad pass over there. A turnover for the Vikings now. Falcons back on offense. Sims controlling the ball. Taking that pick. Picked up his dribble. Now he's lost. He had to pass it out. Now we're looking, surveying.
And Galo.
Ooh.
Was all up in his face. They were able to finish well, though.
Yep, Seals, he's able to contribute here and there, averaging 7.5 points per game on the season. He's able to do what he has to do in moments like that.
Definitely, the Falcons got a lot of these guys that do what they have to. When their numbers called off that bench, they're doing what they have to when they go in that game.
Yep, Shaver is driving into the paint. Pass into McNeil, out to Brownfield for 3. No good.
First 3-point of the half for Vikes in the first, missed
for
the half as far as 3-pointers go.
Almost had the steal there, but got called for the foul. He was leaving themselves exposed. You do not want to leave yourself exposed like that. You got to always be aware of where the defender's at. If he's right behind you, if he's right next to you, have your eyes behind the back of your head.
Definitely. Situational court awareness is key.
Another shot by Seals, no good. Vikings back on offense.
Pushing the
Brownfield.
pace here.
Ooh.
Rough foul there. Into the wall.
Yeah, on the ground. That was not a good one there. But, hey, he's back on his feet. He's going to take those points. He doesn't want to give them up any day, man. You always got to take those free
and he took the contact. He wanted to finish there, but the late push by the defender kind of threw the whole entire shot off there.
Yep. Brownfield, I believe this is his first set of free throws or second set of free throws.
He's not been fouled about because when he goes to the line, he makes them.
Yep.
As we see here, bread and butter.
But another thing is he's not been had a lot of points. But looking at the replay, looking at it, you see Davis get an easy bucket there, as we can see. Those easy buckets are going to be key for the Vikings and just key for the team overall. Brownfield now with the second free throw.
And the stands are starting to get packed there, directing people up to the upper levels here of the stadium.
Yeah, they're telling you, hey, man, we got a great space. We got to fill up the stands, It's looking like a good game nonetheless. Falcons back on offense. No good, but getting the offensive rebound. But turnover, Shavers pushing the pace up for 2.
Keeping it for himself.
Getting an easy bucket. These layups, man.
He got up there.
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. But, they're up by a lot of points. But, hey, man, sometimes you got to make it a little interesting. Looking at the replay, though, looking at pushing down the ball, taking it himself.
Schaefer's 6 foot. He got up there.
All these players going to get up there. Hey, out of all this, they may be winning the game by a lot, but I want to see a dunk. That's what all I need to see.
Full court press here.
Sims, though, taking himself as well, but getting called for the foul. Another 2 free throws for Sims, but we just hope he can actually convert this time. He's not been doing so well at the line so far, but eventually he's going to get into rhythm, you would think.
Definitely, as many times he's been to the line, he's approaching his 8th time at the line tonight.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Sims at the line for the first one. It's good.
Definitely, look to see a lot more of those if they want to get the Falcons back in this game.
Yep, a 56-20 game so far. Vikings up by 36, 5:26 left in the third quarter.
And then for the Falcons, we've not seen the player really separate themselves from the pack. Everyone's kind of doing what they can to contribute and trying to chip away at this lead.
Another rebound, though, for the Falcons. Those offensive rebounds, they're not able to convert there for their second chance points. But, hey, man, you're giving yourself a chance, and those offensive rebounds can come in clutch.
Bang!
Oh, my gosh. Pagnolo.
Another one.
Unstoppable. Looking like a stretch big, looking like a prime Kevin Durant out there.
Leads the team with 15 tonight.
Scrapping for the ball, everyone on the ground. But the Falcons able to keep possession. Around double team.
Physical play, fighting for the ball. What I love to see.
Looks like a foul call, though, potentially on Brownfield. Looking at the replay, though, with the Vikings passing out to the corner. Pagnolo.
We saw Schaefer was a little hesitant. The defender was starting to close in, dumped it off. Pagnolo saves him.
You know, we heard during the halftime report by Barnes, Barnes, we saw how, the corner threes are really their specialty and really just been doing really well for the Vikings, allowing them to have such a dominant lead in tonight's game.
Definitely, and they're relying on it. We figured the Falcons would figure it out by now, but they have not yet cracked the code to this offense.
Nope, not at all. But another foul. These fouls are racking up for the Vikings. You don't want to send your guy out for the night. You want to make sure he's staying energy, and it's not a good just reputation. You don't want to be known as, the team that just fouls everybody.
Definitely. Right now, they got 3 players with over 2 or more fouls right now in the game. You want to try and limit those early.
Well, looks blowing some whistles. Looks like some talk and some trash talk,
Words
some
were
bumping.
said there.
Yeah,
Not something we see from Vikings too often.
Yeah, no, I saw Sims. He was kind of elbowing a guy, pushing him off. These, as I said, these Vikings are like pests. They're like mosquitoes all up in your face.
Definitely, and Sims is frustrated. He's struggling so far. He's not been the dominant player that he's used to.
For sure. Brownfield, though, into the paint, driving in, no good. Falcons able to secure the rebound now.
Got a little fast break there.
Ooh, Seals is up in his face. Are we going to have a fight? Oh, no. All right, looking like this is some tough basketball. We don't want to focus too much on the fight, but let's just take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break. We're Viking basketball on Viking television. All right, now it looks like we're gonna come back and high energy in this game. It's a 59-20 game. The Falcons, they don't like this. They want to be dominant, and they do not like that. There being a lot of rough, hard calls.
Definitely an old school matchup. Looking at a rough foul there on the play. Looks like he crashes into Davis there, and that was kicked the whole thing off.
Yeah, you don't want this animosity to build. You don't need another rivalry for the Vikings. Basketball is supposed to be a fun game. Obviously, some people take it seriously. This is sometimes people's livelihoods. But at the end of the day, whatever happens on the court stays on the court.
And if I'm just mixed, I'm getting my guys back in. Whatever just happened, it happened. We're not going to get locked back in and finish this game out strong.
This is sometimes a psychological thing. These fights and these kind of anti-things, that's going to make you mess up in the game. You're going to start overthinking, like, oh, man, this guy did this, blah, 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 blah. And boom, now you're kind of making bad passes, making bad shots, and you can't focus on the game.
Therefore, if I'm Davis, the guy who was kind of the center of that brawl there, if I'm Davis, I've got to get past that, and I've got to do what I've done. And that's doing some of everything. Davis has been doing some of everything tonight, so he's got to get back in rhythm.
Yeah, but it looks like I think we should take a break, though. They're going to discuss some things. We're going to take a break. Viking basketball on Viking television.
Pioneering forward to a new future. At Prairie State College, you're empowered to face challenges head on and become the best you. The future is closer than you think. Start near. Go far. Prairie State College.
All right, and we're back. It's Viking basketball on Viking television. It's a tough game, a bit of a rowdy game, some sloppy plays, some intense moments, a 59-20 game for this Viking v. Falcons matchup.
Thankfully, and emotions are flowing, especially after the incident we just had. Emotions are flowing high. The Falcons, they're trying to get back into it. They're doing whatever. They're scraping, they're clawing, they're trying to get back into it, but the time is steadily taken away from them.
Yeah, we got 4:29 in the third. Hey, man, sometimes it just takes one shot to set the momentum down. 3 after 3 after 3 after 3, and sometimes you can score 20 points straight in under 3 minutes potentially.
Definitely. We got a bit of a break here, so having the Falcons a chance to catch their breath, figure out what they need to do to get back in this. And if I'm the Vikings, I'm utilizing this to get some rest. Hey, we drink your Gatorade, get those electrolytes back because you guys have earned some Gatorade to this point, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. You know, they're playing a tough, intense game. Pagnolo, as we said, he's been shooting lights out, a stretch big from the corner. Looks like the same kind of 2 feet area. He's not really straying away from those corners, and he loves it, and the coach knows it. He's going to tell him, hey, man, keep it going. If you're open, if you get the ball, just shoot. Get the ball in the hot hand. Don't mess it up. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely. You see the message that they've been preaching has been going well so far.
You know, we're trying to take it, you know, we're looking around, and, you know, the referees are trying to figure out what do they do. You know, this is a rowdy game, you know, and, you know, as a team, you don't like it when someone's giving hard fouls. You know, the emotions are rising and the tension is only building up and
Looks like they're kicking him out.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get kicked out. You know, you do not want this negative animosity on the team. And you're just stressing the team out, man. You do not need this negative energy. This is supposed to be a happy, fun, high energy time for sure.
Looks like they're saying that the JV basketball team that was sitting on the bench behind the Falcons was the reason for the brawl, and security's getting their things and they're escorting them out here.
Yeah, you know, you have the refs talking to the coaches right now, trying to explain the situation, trying to figure out what's the best aim of action and just kind of know what is to happen now. You know, you got only 4:29 in the game, and you just want to really make sure the game is going to really figure it out and just be well structured. So just kind of clear up some things, and you just got to have some good times right now. You know, but, you know, they're going to figure some things out. You know, they're going to do what they have to do, you know, and just have a good time.
And we see the crowd still giving off a great vibe here, even with the momentary pause in the game. The crowd's been great so far all night.
I know, yeah, the camera's just on a little kid. You know, he was just doing a couple cartwheels, you know, just having a good time. You know, everyone's just trying to get back into the game. Everyone's just having a good time. You know, it's what's today? Wednesday night. You know, everyone's just trying to, you know, everyone's got things to do. Everyone's just trying to hear and see a good game.
Right before finals, a great way to de-stress here and enjoy some good basketball.
You just need to have some good times, you know, and that animosity, that you know, just kind of fighting, that anger. You don't need that. You got to de-stress and just let it out on the floor. Put up the threes.
Definitely. As you look around the court, we got some extra security present now here.
Yeah, everyone's watching. Everyone's on their toes, but it looks like a tech was potentially called. That's giving the Falcons some free throws.
They gave that to the Vikings there.
2 free throws. It looks like one more, or is it just staying with one? They're trying to figure it out. Oh, they're trying to discuss it right now at the scores table. But yeah, you know, everyone's
now they're trying. Now you got the Vikings coach coming in. They were going to go ahead and let him give one, but the Vikings saying that he needs to take one more shot here.
And now they're discussing it again. You know, you do not need this type of thing. You know. Everyone's kind of confused. Everyone just wants to play. Everyone wants to get some buckets. Everyone just wants to have a good time playing some basketball.
Definitely. And another stoppage here. You know, I wonder if this will throw the Vikings off their rhythm. They're hot. They're hot.
You know, it's unintentional. You know, the referees are just trying to figure out what they got to do. Just talking with the score deal. But hey, man, sometimes those kind of unintentional breaks, those kind of like not, I guess, well-timed breaks can really mess up the flow for sure.
Definitely, rest is a big thing, but you know, momentum is another in Vikings. Before the momentary pause there, they were hot, especially from the 3-point line. So what I'm going to see out of this break, how they continue to ride that momentum. Is it even still there?
Yeah, you know, that was one of the things I wrote down in my paper. You know, control pace, maximize the fast break. You know, that kind of rhymes. Pace, fast break, you know, but it is what it is. But point is, you know, you got to kind of control it. You kind of want to set the pace and kind of just really figure out what you're going to do with the team.
Now they've got the athletic director involved.
Yeah, you know, everyone's just trying to really figure out what's going on because, you know, and that's not good. You don't want to get the crowd a bit restless because, hey, man, when the crowd starts getting bored, they're going to be, you know, getting a little more upset. They want to know what's going on.
And the cheerleaders are even leaving the floor. Could we be in for a bit of a brief pause here?
You know, it's like, you know, the MLB, you know, with baseball, you know, when the rain starts coming down, they cover up the field. It's kind of what happens in basketball. You got to kind of talk it through. You got to figure out, you know, just some communication errors in a sense.
Definitely looks like they're now limiting the people they have on the sidelines now.
Yeah, it seems like you want to just kind of push everyone away and just kind of keep everybody on their own side of the field in a sense.
It looks like that way they're moving the cheerleaders to the other basket on the other end of the gym.
Yeah, but I guess we can go over a couple key things I have seen so far. Look at the Vikings. They've done a well job of dominating. Dominating is the biggest thing. Getting those threes up from the corner, from the top of the key, and just passing the ball and just kind of spreading it around and giving everyone a chance to get some points.
Touches is everything. They're spreading it around, and they're taking full advantage of it. The Falcons, they're overcommitting, and what do the Vikings do? They're taking what they're giving them. There's been guys left over at the top of the key, and the corners everywhere. It's been a rainfall of threes so far.
Yeah, I said, the biggest thing I said, don't foul. But look at what ended up happening. Both teams fouled a bunch and just giving easy free throws. But the Vikings have done a better job at converting.
Talking about conversion, they're free throws for a reason. They're free. They're given to you, and the Vikings, they're taking full advantage of them. Definitely with the guy from the bench. And can we talk about the performance for bench for a second? Burchett off the bench, 15.
Yeah, Burchett has really turned it up, but it's just like these two key stars. I thought maybe, we looked at Andrew's game. You saw Brownfield put up 23, you saw Davis put up 18. You think, hey, man, maybe a re-team. Maybe they continue their streak. But what ended up happening is Pagnolo and, Burchett just did a better job. All right, we're going to do a replay here and just kind of look at what kind of caused this whole thing. It was the Falcons out on the break and just a tough foul, knocking him down, hitting the cameraman as well.
I don't think that was his intent, though. I really don't.
I don't think so either. When as a basketball player, you're just going for the block at the end of the day. But sometimes, it's misread by the other team. And, as the Falcons, as a basketball team, you're going to stand up for your players. If you see your guy get hit down hard on the ground, you're going to come up and protect him.
Very surprised they did not charge it as a flagrant foul, though. The way he was taken down, very Draymond Green, as was knocked over the head, and then the guy crashed into Davis.
Yeah, I'm looking at the scoreboard in the gym. Oh, my gosh, they got rid of all the points for the Falcons. They have 0 points. I can't believe that's a shocker. No, I'm just kidding. They're fixing up the scoreboard, trying to make sure everyone's kind of in a good place because someone was taking free throw. Now the actual guy who was supposed to take the free throw actually got it. So now I believe both teams actually getting free throw. Carson Brownfield's taking the Vikings free throws on this side of the field.
So I'm assuming 2 texts were handed out here. Both teams are taking 2 free throws.
Yeah, both teams got a bit rowdy, so Carson. But looking at the kind of crowd's reaction to Carson taking the free throw, I think Carson's a big, fan favorite.
Favorite, definitely. He's the talk of the hallway. He's who they're here to see.
Yeah, I was, we were walking, seeing the, the introductions of all the starters. Out of all the people, in the starting lineup, Brownfield got the biggest applause and biggest reaction for sure.
Definitely. He's a guy he's a fan of her. You see him interact with people throughout the hallways in school. He's a guy, just a wonderful guy to be around, Great attitude, loves the game of basketball, and is a big gym rat.
Yeah, it gives a good name for, the Vikings. Say, hey, man, if you're going to be a star for the team, everyone's going to love you.
Definitely.
Vikings now, though, starting with the ball. Looks like another discussion with the refs. A lot of discussing lately.
The fourth one, we have yet to have the clock start.
Yes, we're still at 4:29 in the third, 61-22 game. Vikings up by, 39 points, I believe my math is correct. But
39, this break is going about maybe close to, it's pushing about 10 minutes so far.
Yeah, but hey, sometimes you got to do it. You don't want to make sure you make the wrong call, but it is what it is. Now you got Pagnola taking the inbound instead of Brownfield. We're going to see what's going on. He's discussing, don't get too close. And making sure because a lot of, as we've seen, huge double teams, huge pressure. And that's kind of starting this I guess, huge brawl in a sense. That kind of too close contact in a sense.
Hopefully referees are going to be paying close attention to that now for the rest of the night.
For sure. Pagnola at the wing, pressing top of key, Shavers. Surveying, kind of setting the pace, want to set that screen. Maybe a pick and roll, maybe a pick and pop. Instead, at the top of the key, Pagnola. What is it called? And a travel. Oh, my. A lot of travels for the Vikings, man. As I said, these fundamental plays, these fundamental skills you got to have in your basket, in your bag, in a sense.
I don't know if we get that up on the replay monitor, but I don't think I saw a travel there at all. I don't know. I have to take a look at that. Very interesting call there.
Yeah, I think we would have to take a look at it when we get another chance. But the Falcons now back on offense. Ooh, a quick one by Sims. No good. Vikings with the rebound.
Another shot up, another miss. Sims has yet to get it going so far, so I'm not preached at the half.
Pagnola three. No.
Air ball.
Air ball. Hey, sometimes you miss one to make one, it seems
right,
like.
Definitely.
Falcons now back on offense. Back into the corner. Sims.
Schaefer's on Sims now.
Cross court. Walker, three.
Off the backboard.
Ooh, Colin Bank. Bank is open, even though it is right now 7:42, man. Sometimes the bank's open late.
Definitely.
Brownfield now rushing into the lane. Out to three.
Burchett there.
No good. Get in the, ooh, a big aggressive, big board.
Brownsfield doing some of everything.
Yeah, Brownfield's doing really good this game.
Getting down there in the trenches, going up there against the Twin Towers.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you got to do that. Looking at the replay, look at that nice board and just going right underneath the defenders. Almost had the and one there.
He's got that dog mentality. We saw it there, and I keep reading. He's a gym rat. We saw there.
Hey, man, I like that type of mentality. If you're going to get points and you get those free throws, nothing but net for that first one. And he's been doing well with his free throws. You know, he hasn't been taking the most free throws. I think Sims has taken the most, I believe, this game. But he's converted, I think, almost all of them so far.
Definitely a guy, consistency. You look up consistency in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of Carson Brownfield. This guy does it all, and he does it at a consistent rate. On the defensive end, on offensive end, at the line, he can do it all. Make that 14 for Brownsfield.
Yeah, but looks like we got some subs potentially. But Falcons now taking the ball. As we can see, a huge, heavy front court press. Everybody almost in the front, in the half court.
20 who's back there by himself. I'm surprised Falcons didn't try and take advantage of that.
Ooh.
That long pass that we talked about. He led the player too far and ball's out of bounds there.
I don't know. That was a close call. That could have been a foul against a Walker. But, hey, man, it is what it is. The Vikings now back on offense. Tyler all the way down to Brownfield. Going in. And I thought he was going to go for a dunk there, not going to lie. I would have liked the
with
dunk.
16, he's inching up towards that 20.
Of course, just like his last game. I think it's possible. You know, we still got a whole fourth quarter to play, and the points are going to just rack up.
Beautiful block there.
Ooh, foul called, though. It looks like he's going to be going to the line.
Tyler's upset there. He doesn't think that was a foul.
Yep, Walker to the line. You know, he's the second-hand man to Sims. You know, he's averaging 9.5 points once again. And, yeah, you know.
Looking at these stats for Walker here reminds me a lot of a Scottie Pippen. Like a sidekick that doesn't get a lot of recognition, but there's a lot of things that the stats she does not pick up.
Yeah, you know, but his field goal percentage, you know, he hasn't taken too many shots, 15 on the season, but he's shooting 40% from the field. So he makes those baskets count. Subbing in, looks like you got Davis coming in. Who else? You also got Eric Johnson.
Eric Johnson and Davis. You know, Davis come back after that big brawl here. Got him back in the game.
You know, sometimes you got to sit the guy down and say, hey, man, take a break, cool down, de-stress.
We've got you.
Yeah, we got you. First one good, though, for the Falcons. Walker up for a second one, and good. You know, one thing I did notice is he takes a lot of free throws, but he's got to get better and just kind of stick and figure out how to convert those and make those baskets count.
Falcons tried to trap Johnson there, and they capitalized off it.
Oh, we don't want though. That's another foul there. Same one. That's how that started last time. It's against the same player.
A pretty rough foul there.
You know, but both teams know, hey, man.
You got to earn it.
You got to, or you know, but another thing is they saw what happened after the first one. They're saying, hey, man, we don't need another brawl. We don't need another push
were
shove.
Quick there to separate them, get everyone calm there.
For sure. Sims, though, retaliating with that three. Vikings now back on offense. Davis.
Sims there doing a little showboat there. Burchett. Beautiful. Taking the contact there. There's Burchett getting the job done.
Yep, easy one there. Sims now, though, with the ball. Step back. Ooh, front rim. Vikings now pushing up the ball. Brownfield is going to go for a dunk. Oh, baby. There we go.
The house.
There we go.
A block by Davis.
Ooh, a foul though called. That was a good. Hey, man, I said I want to look at this replay, though. Pushing up the ball. Passing it down corner. Nice bounce pass to Brownfield. Going up.
There you go, big fella. Keep a smile on your face.
All right, we're going to send it down to Dylan, see what he has to say.
Just a quick clarification on the little fight that happened. There were 3 technical fouls issued, 2 on Thornridge and 1 on Holman Flossmoor. Fouls on Thornridge were on numbers 33 and the Thornridge head coach who ran out on the court, and the foul on HF was number 1. So that should be a little clarification on what happened. So back to you guys.
Thank you, Dylan. Back to the game. Vikings start off the break, now pushing it back up the Falcons. One key thing I want to bring up, though, usually after a coach gets a technical foul, they're usually out of the game.
Gone.
They're gone, but it looks like I think the coach is still on the bench, so maybe, I don't know the full, I guess, the entire rule book for high school. But according to high school, I believe it's 2, though, so maybe, you know, if we have another brawl, coach might be out the game. So, but he has to stay in his seat now. He's got to calm down and understand that the team needs him.
Then they issued the foul over the Shakers.
Yeah. Falcons, though, back on offense. Sims with a deep one. There we go. But
How do you know those were
no good. Looking at the replay, though, looking at Burchett, he's driving in. Ooh, and then it passed to Davis for a dunk. I didn't even see that one. I think we missed that one. Davis a dunk as well. Yeah, hey, man, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a dunk tonight, and we got 2 of them, it looks like. So, great to call. Great to see. Both teams, though, in the bonus, a 71 to 32 point game. The Vikings up by 39 now, 1:17 left in this quarter. We can't forget, we still got another quarter to play. And, hey, man, I think the Vikings, if I'm looking at the projections right now, I think they're going to score triple digits going to 100.
Definitely. Hey, you never know. The Vikings, they've been having a lot of fun tonight. I want them to keep that same fun, energetic feel.
Yeah, you know, the Vikings, their highest. Ooh, what are we looking at? Looks like a carry, I believe. But looking at the previous games, you know, the most points that the Vikings have scored is 67. So they beat their season high in total points in just 3 quarters. So that's a feat nonetheless. Falcons, though, back on offense.
Beating that season high, and they've done it with the 3-point barrage all night long.
Oh, and another foul. Hey, man, I don't know about this. I understand, you know, it's the ref's jobs to call the fouls. But you got to let these guys play sometimes, man.
A 10-minute quarter has turned into an almost 25-minute quarter, including the 2 breaks we've had. This is a tiring quarter.
Hey, it is, and these guys are tired, man. We got to remember, these are students, right? They got school in the morning all day, and they got school tomorrow, right? We got to remember, they're stressful. You know, they're tired. They can't be playing until 12 in the night, man.
Definitely.
Hey, man, I also can't be here till 12 in the night. I got school myself tomorrow, so we got to make sure there's not going to be any more stoppages like that. Falcons able to get an offensive rebound.
Points there. Battle there.
Ooh.
Former friend of mine. Battle staying with the ball there, trying to get the second chance points.
You know, but they're being very rough tonight. But, you know, Coach May said, hey, man, you got to fight for that ball. But you don't want to be too rough. Because as we can see, that's a foul now on the Falcons, and that sends Davis to the line.
And we're seeing the referees, they're not playing around. After that brawl, they're on every little thing tonight. They don't want any more tensions to get higher than they already are.
But we saw, that's a foul on the other side of the court. And look, he takes him all the way down to the other side on the offensive side and gets 2 easy free throws. First one up and good. And if we're looking at it, there's a lot of guys who got a lot of different point sets. You know, you got Brownfield, he's got 18 points, and you got Burchett, who's got 17 points. So it's not just one guy tonight. It's a lot of different guys. But I think it's 3 key guys. Pagnola, Burchett, and Brownfield. What do you got to say about that?
The big 3. They've been hitting the 3 ball, and they've been working together, getting each other open, passing the rock, creating opportunities to score all night long.
Ooh, that looked like a hard fall for Eric Johnson. He thought he was fouled, but it was a no call nonetheless. Falcons, though, back pushing up the offense, trying to get something started, trying to end the third quarter on a good, I guess, side. 43 seconds, though, left. Ooh, and losing the ball.
Vikings ball.
Vikings ball. Not something you want to see. 72 to 32 point game. 40-point lead for the Vikings. 41.1 seconds left in the quarter. Both teams in the bonus. Neither team wants to give up a foul. That's just easy 3 throws.
Definitely. When you talk about easy, that has not come easy to the Falcons. They've been sent to the line, but they've not been hitting them at a high, consistent rate.
Rochelle looking to the Brownsfield. Oh, not a good pass. Some miscommunication there is what it is. Brownfield was, you know, double team, so it is what it is. There's only so much you can do when you're a top scorer. It's like it's a bit stressful, you know. You don't want to be double team. It's just annoying. You want to have a good time.
Definitely. You want to keep the fun, energetic vibes going all night long here as we head into the 4th.
Falcons with the ball inbounding.
Over and back.
Backcourt violation. Another turnover. Balls, you know, this quarter really has been going a long time. Just turnover after turnover. No team can really set the pace. Even though the Vikings are up by a lot of points, they've also made countless mistakes.
Yeah, Falcons starting to get that little urge, and they want to get back in this game. They're doing what they have to do.
Yeah, and refs telling them, hey, man, don't play so tough on them. You know, they got to pass to a different person, it looks like. Eric Johnson instead taking the inbound this time. Ooh, losing a dribble almost. Pass to Brownsville. Let's see what he's going to do at the top of the key. Rushing in. Ooh, foul call. Another 2 free throws for Brownfield. You know, as we said,
Brownfield is approaching 20.
Approaching 20. And we said he can convert his free throws. He knows how to put the ball in the basket when he has to.
Another tech was issued.
Another tech. Brownsfield's going to take this technical foul. A lot of techs tonight, man. It's not something you want to see because it's slowing the game down a lot, and it's really not the type of energy
So
you
the
need.
tech was issued on number 24, Morris.
We got to figure out what happened there. It's not looking good. There's a lot of just toxicity building in this gym, it looks like. And, hey, man, I want to go out here. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct. It's something you don't want to see.
Another stoppage of play. It's about to be 8 o'clock. The
8
quarter
o'clock.
started at 7:30.
7:30. Well, hey, man, maybe it's a world record, maybe. The longest quarter for a high school game. So at least we'll be in the record books there. 1 out of 2 for Brownfield for the Tech.
4 points away from his season high that he just had Friday.
Well, it looks like Davis now going to take the free throws.
Davis, he's been doing it all tonight. It may not show you on the stats, but he's been doing it all, offensively and defensively.
For sure. Yep, but it is what it is. First one's no good. We're going to see who he's going to do for the second one. He's got one more to go.
Yeah, we see Davis here that he's at the line, and a guy that's been doing it all tonight is going to look to make his next shot here.
1 out of 2. Both Brownsfield and Davis getting 1 out of 2, so 2 for 4. That's a decent return on investment, I guess you can say.
Now 4 players in the double digits for the Vikings. They've been spreading the ball, sharing the love.
Of course. Now we got to see. Another big thing, though, that was 4 free throws, and the ball stays with the Vikings. So that could be 6 points in just one possession.
If I'm the Vikings, I'm looking to just let the clock run out and give us a break.
Yep, Eric Johnson, they're rushing to the paint. Ooh,
beautiful,
layup.
taking the contact there.
Winding down, looks like we got 10 seconds. Let's see what the Falcons do. Time winding down. Are they going to go for a play? They're going to go for a quick one, see if they can set something up. They got 2. 1, they're going to have to chuck it up if they want something.
Not aware of the clock there.
Nothing good.
Morris, who just was issued that tech, was not aware the time and to run out there.
Yep, looking at it. Going into the fourth quarter, it's 76 to 32-point game. Vikings up by 44 points. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Viking basketball on Viking television.
The village of Flossmoor is somewhere where you can feel attached and welcome in something very special. The heart and soul of a small town steeped in history and energized by diversity and inclusiveness in all its forms. Flossmoor is where you want to be.
Welcome to Glow Salon and Spa, where we can make all of your beauty needs come true. We have it all, from hair to nails and so much more. Book on our website, call into our store, or come into our location. Glow Salon and Spa, your new home for all things beauty.
And we're back from break. You're watching Viking basketball on Viking television. Just to remind you of the score, it's 76 to 32, a 44-point lead for the Vikings. We're going into the fourth quarter now, an 8-minute quarter. The third quarter was the longest quarter probably in Viking history, to be honest.
Definitely 30 minutes plus in the third quarter alone. Looks like the Smooks is giving the starters a break for the rest of the night. It's got pretty much the entire bench unit in.
That's something you want to see. You're up by a ton of points, but hey, man, I think 100 points is still in the car. You might be playing with your bench, but it's starting to go good with a steal now.
Brissett, he's got 15 on the night so far.
Continuing it up. Another going. He has 19 now.
Excuse me, 19.
Like. Doing good, but Falcons now trying to figure out something. But
Brissett has been a big spark plug off the bench for the Vikings so far all night.
Sure. Up for 2 for the Falcons. Pushing the pace, Tyler trying to get 2 points of his own. Scoop ball. Good. That was a nice one. Looking like a John Wall, Kyrie Irving type of layup right there.
What a Derrick Rose type layup there. He took the contact, spin right into it, threw the ball up in the air, and he's got another chance to go to the line.
That's what you call a circus shot right there. Good one to start off the fourth quarter for sure. Trying to see if he can get the and one call. But those fouls, like we said, those are gonna be costly. Easy points for the team. Now if they convert this free throw right here, which they do, they only need 19 points. But looking at the replay, we see Tyler just going up and under.
Taking the contact, embracing it, what I've been telling him to do all night long.
But that was a high shot up and down, like a teardropper. Ooh,
stole
intercepted.
by Johnson.
Ooh.
that long pass, that long football, that's the type of pass didn't result well there.
You know, they might be playing the wrong sport. You know, he got an interception there and he's trying to go for a touchdown pass down the court maybe. But incomplete, I guess you could say, on the play.
And we noticed the small ball lineup is out there for the Vikings. Only got one forward out there.
Hey, I mean, it works. I mean, they play high intensity. Oh, another steal.
I got him. Did he step out? Stepped out.
Ball barely hit the line. But, hey, man, that's the intensity you want to play. Because even though they're playing their bench, this is a good development. As we said, once again, there's a lot of young guys on here, juniors and sophomores on this team, with only really 2 seniors really in the lineup.
Definitely. The guys we're seeing, that could be the future face of the Vikings. So we're going to look to see a lot of them, watch the development.
Hey, man, I like it. You know, right now they're sitting at a 3-2 record.
Looks like they're going to move to 4-2 tonight.
Ooh, but 3 by the Falcons. You know, they only need, 44 points, and anything's possible because, as we've seen, with those long quarters, anything can kind of change the momentum, though.
Shut!
Returning the favor, though, Burchette.
22.
5 minutes and 12 seconds in the fourth now. Out for 3. Can you get another one?
Oh,
no good. 2. Oh,
Tyler there.
Tyler, can he get another scoop layup?
Oh,
almost at another
tried to do a double take there.
I don't know. He's got that type of play where even though his body's going every which way, he's someone get the ball almost on the rim somehow.
He's a kid that's not afraid of contact, and we've seen it.
You got to play through contact. You know, it's a very physical sport. You know, you might not think, basketball, that's very less contact. You know, you're going to call for it. But, hey, man, you really got to make those plays count.
Definitely. Second time at the line in just a matter of 2 minutes.
Just a matter of 2 minutes. Look at the replay, though. Looking at this play, Burchette pushing the pace, going up, spinning.
Almost did a double take there.
Yeah, he's looking at the camera saying, hey, man, you saw that play right there?
Absolutely. We did, young fella.
Made the first one, now going for the second. Both good. One thing, here, though. Vikings know how to make a free throw. That's for sure. The Falcons, though, they got to figure it out. Sims, his field goal percentage and his free throw percentage got to step it up. They got to practice shooting not for this Falcons team.
Definitely, they're called free throws for a reason, and we've seen the team that's executed and why they're in the lead right now.
Hey, man, after this game, the Falcons better go out for some pizza, maybe some celebratory dinner, man. Putting up this many points and putting this type of victory, almost putting up a 50-point lead. Good thing to see. But a Falcon, foul, though, sending the Falcons to the line.
Definitely, looking forward to the Vikings' next matchup on December 9th against Lincoln Way West.
I was looking at their record. They're also not doing well. They're kind of like Thornridge. I think they're 2-4, to be honest.
Definitely, we can see another similar game there, but we'll get to that bridge when we cross there.
The one I really want to see, though, is Bradley Birmingham, because last year, as I said, I was commentating that one. That game went into overtime. That was a tough game. And in that game, it was Christian Meeks, he graduated last year, who led the team. But, hey, man, when that 6 come, we're going to see who's going to take the win for
another one.
Oh, my gosh. Circus.
Tyler loves the contact. He's got 10.
We got clown cars and we got tight ropes. Look at this replay here. Tyler, man. Up and under.
He's taking he's leaning right into it. He's getting called foul every time. It's the Falcons.
Hey, I'll be worried. Just looking at what he just did. He's rubbing his elbow. You don't want to be taking too many of those shots just in one game. But, hey, man, you got to do what's going to do. And if he's going to get points, hey, man, he wants to put up those points in tonight's game.
11 in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, man, looking good. Falcons now back on offense.
And, this is definitely showcasing what the Vikings bench has to offer. We've seen Burchette come off the bench with 20-plus points tonight, and now Tyler coming in with 11. They've got a deep bench from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, they got guys who can step up when needed.
A lot of Lou Will type guys, those 6-mans, they come in, they get the spark going. They can give you 14 points tonight easily.
Yeah, but that's what you want to see, especially when you have injuries down the year or when you got, guys that are not in foul trouble. You want to have guys that can come in and put up points for you when needed.
Coming up on the final 2 minutes of the game here.
Yeah, but Vikings now also back in the line right now, coming out to the line. This may be the first points for him tonight. We're going to see if he's able to convert some of these free throws. 89 to 38 point game, though, for the Vikings versus the Falcons. 145 now in the fourth.
What an offensive showing for the Vikings. They have a chance. They're keeping the clock going here, but they could touch 90 plus.
Hey, I want to see a triple digit. But, hey, man, with the way they're playing now, I think they're not going to be playing really fast. They're going to maybe run down the clock potentially.
And this Muke's very interesting move. The starters have sit in all of the fourth quarter.
I mean, I understand why. They played great tonight. You got to say, hey, man, congrats. You'll play next time. They don't want to tire him out. You don't, especially you don't want to risk a type of injury.
A long season. Looking at the Vikings next upcoming 3 games. So they've got Lincoln Way West on December 9th, a doubleheader back-to-back. They're going to have this week's former team, Hyde Park, come to HF.
Yeah, back-to-back nights is going to be tough for with Lincoln Way West and Hyde Park.
Then wrapping up that tough stretch there right before the break, they've got Stag, and then they're going to face De La Salle on December 19th. A nice set of games for the Vikings to see what they have.
But another key thing is it looks like these are all going to be several home games in a row. Hyde Park, it's going to be at the Team Rose Classic, and while Lincoln Way West is at Lincoln Way West. But Stag, St. Francis de Sales, and St. Lawrence are all at HF, something you like to see as a team.
Definitely a lot of home games. We've seen it here. The energy from the crowd has been amazing all night long, and the Vikings can go get that pizza.
That pizza, man, it looks like running down the clock, looks like 20 seconds. Looks like they're going to take a couple free throws to end the game. But it was a great game. Hey, man, I said I would be happy with a 30-point win for the Vikings, but it looks like they're going to put up a 50-point win. 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5.
And the big question mark all night, where was Sims?
Sims, yeah, man. I was thinking Sims was going to light it up. He was averaging 22 points. Light it up was an understatement. And we ended the game 89-38. Win for the Vikings. A 51-point victory. What a game. You got any quick takeaways before we end off tonight's show?
Pangalo is a beast.
A beast, a great guy. The Vikings were able to figure it out, able to know what to do, and it was a great game. I thank everyone for coming out. All the fans loved it here. Even though we had a couple scuffles, we had a bit of miscommunications here. A long third quarter, it all paid off at the end of the day.
Look at the numbers here. Vikings had 5 players in double digits. 5.
This is also going to help their points for and points against, because coming in tonight, they're a -10. But after tonight's game, they're going to be a +41.
Definitely. And the big thing, that Vikings bench led by Burchett there.
Yep. And it was a great game nonetheless. I liked it. I when I commentated last year for the Vikings, I said, hey, man, that was a great game. Overtime, who doesn't like a good overtime in the game? And this one, we were able to come out with the victory, a nice game, a nice good win. And we had 2 dunks. That's what I wanted tonight. 2 big dunks for the team. I loved it.
You said it. A nice, fun environment game. Can we talk about the defense as well? Under 40 points. Under 40 points for the defense, G. And they definitely excelled in a lot of areas, offensively and defensively. Everyone was doing their part tonight.
I loved it. I liked their offense. I liked their play, and it's great something to say. All right, we're going to take it down to Dylan Barnes, and we're going to see what he had to say with the coach.
All right, Coach, you dropped an absolute offensive explosion tonight, 89 points. What does that mean for this team?
I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction. It gives us momentum heading into Friday's game against Lincoln Way West. We think they're a really good team, so I think all the preparation we did throughout the week really helped us play offense the way we did today, which, like I said, is going to prepare us for Friday.
Things got a bit physical there towards the end of the game. How did you power through it?
We just tell our guys to keep their composure. We knew it was going to be a scrappy game. We knew they were going to come in and try to play tough and try to play physical. But we told our guys right before the game, no matter what, just stay mentally locked in, keep your composure, and we'll be fine.
All right, Jalil, you dropped 22 points. I mean, what is that? How do you feel after that?
I feel great. I'm thankful for my teammates. Coach trust me with the ball, pass me the ball. Just thankful for them.
And you guys absolutely dominated the rebounds tonight. Like, how does that give you confidence as a shooter to shoot it and that if you miss, those guys are going to be there to get your rebound?
Well, I trust my teammates getting the rebounds. They're real strong. It's all part of the game plan. So, yeah.
All right, thanks to both of you guys. Great job tonight. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Dylan. Great game. I think defense, pressure, it was great. I mean, hey, man, I was Kevin Giebeck.
Thank you. Definitely. 3-point barrage. That's what won the Vikings the game here. Now they move on to Friday against Lincoln Way West.
Can't wait to see you guys potentially on Friday. But it was a great game. You were watching Viking television for some Viking basketball. Have a great evening, everybody.